listening. All those prayers unanswered. You're fooling yourself.
God, a myth for the weak. Look at the world. Chaos, suffering. Where's your savior now?
What kind of man are you? Always second guessing, never decisive. Real men lead, you follow. You falter, pathetic. Choices define you.
She deserves better. Your love is weak, unreliable.
How long would you see is a fraud? You're an apple rock. You're a crumbly sand.
Daddy, you're supposed to protect, teach, inspire. But look, failures pile up. What legacy are you leaving?
The battle within never ends. Fight me if you can.
Good morning, Will. Welcome to the first edition of the BTSI show. I'm your host and moderator, Christopher J. It's just that I didn't want to force this out there. Oh, Lord, y'all just don't know how it feels to be back. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm going to try to solve this the best way I can. Maybe later on down the future, but as of right now, that's not now. It's not the time. I'm not a wordsmith neither, not yet at least. But I want to say there are some words that are being misused and misrepresented.
Hey y'all, welcome to another edition of the BTSI show. I'm your host Christopher J. Sorry, I'm in my own house. I'm doing this episode today to say goodbye.
Hey y'all, Happy New Year's. Welcome to 2021 and welcome to another edition of the BTSI show. I'm your host Christopher J. I'm not going to agree with everything he says, but he do make a lot of sense and he makes a lot of great points. So much so that I put him on the list of black people I need to listen to. Matter of fact, I'm shooting straight from the hip. We got a lot to talk about today. So I need all the black women, all the black men to come here, shut up, and listen. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to the first live stream of the BTSI show. I am your host, Christopher J. Of course, you got Amanda Seals' character. Her name escapes my mind at the moment. But when I watched it, I noticed she had some pink and green. I said, okay, she was an AKA. Now, according to the blogs, the fans, social media, they didn't appreciate that she was rocking pink and green, representing AKA sororities. Now, you guys are watching on YouTube. You notice my background looks a little different. I'm at my mom's house. Here's why. Unfortunately, my house is affected with the new variant. Those of you guys who are watching me, you're watching me now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and I'm on my IG Live right now. And of course, you guys can see the background. I'm also on Clubhouse. You offended me. You should be fired. I say, if you're offended, you should go talk to your father and go get thicker skin. Here's why. As you got to see, we are in Washington, D.C. I made it to the Capitol building. And guess what? I found a co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Brittany B. Hi, yay! Thank you guys for tuning in. And Brittany, thank you for being a co-host, helping me out with this. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
But you guys already know what to do. Welcome to the BTSI show. Christopher J, Brittany B, do us a favor. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube.
Make sure you hit the like button.
Follow us on our...
You mad cause your daughter put me on spring break? Well, Hallelujah, thank God that it's been another day. Hallelujah, got a chopper and a drive, let him spray. Hallelujah, thank God that it's been another day. Hallelujah, got a chopper and a drive, let him spray. Roll another one cause I'm winning. In my photo, looking real photogenic. Gentleman attire and threads that won't expire. I'm in a class of my own, my teacher got fired. Money getting low, the rate keep rising. Versace outfit cost me $3,000. From the P houses, did it from the wheat hours. Selling that chicken, no lemon pepper, no sweet and sour. Hallelujah, thank God that it's been another day. Hallelujah, got a chopper and a drive, let him spray. Hallelujah, thank God that it's been another day. Hallelujah, got a chopper and a drive, let him spray.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome. 1 second. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the BTSI show. I'm your host, Dr. Christopher J. Thank you guys for tuning in. And yes, I did say doctor. Some people like, doctor, when did you become a doctor? You just got your, all you got is a bachelor's degree. So, we're going to get into all that. And we're also going to get into what does this have to do with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant? Now, some people think I'm petty. True, but that's not where we're going with that today, like y'all think we're going. So, some of y'all already got that look. I'm going to say just hold on. I have a legitimate reason to come from this angle pertaining to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Now, before we get started, y'all know what y'all need to do. Please subscribe and share. Follow me on all social. Links are located in the description. Participate, waive all rights to privacy. We're on the road to 1,500 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, one lucky person will get $150 for the grand prize. 3 runner-ups will get prizes as well. So, as you guys know, why is this not working? There we go. Well, my finger not working? What's going on here? There we go. Make sure I copy this. And of course, you guys know we are being simulcast live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Clubhouse. Why is this not working? Okay, here we go. All right. So we are not going to do quick hits today, ladies and gentlemen.
um, because everything is circulating around the Drake album and albums, excuse me. And quite frankly, I don't have the really time or fortitude to really just sit back and listen to three albums like that. Although I will say I did get through all three albums just to give it a test run. And my initial reaction, I would say it's not fair. So I think it would be to do Drake justice. I had to really sit back, clear my schedule, and really just do the reaction that it deserves pertaining to those three albums. And I would say sometime this week we will do all world reaction for those three albums. We're not gonna actually listen to it because I don't got time to deal with YouTube and their nonsense. But we will definitely, I will definitely give you an honest critique and a grade of those albums. And y'all already know how people really like my grading skills, but they know what they can kiss. I ain't worrying about them. Um, and is there anybody else? Nope, that's it. And let me just get everybody pinged up real quick. Then we will be on our way. And of course, the links are posted at the bottom. You guys are more than welcome to pull up at any time. Shout out to those on Clubhouse. You guys are more than welcome to come up and join the online panel. Let me get it read. Let me get to my first batch of streams. Then, actually, while I'm doing this, let me explain how we got here. This happened. This happened sometime last week, early last week, I believe, if not a week and a half ago. Um, I was just on Instagram, literally minding my own business, checking out posts. Now, when it comes to certain blog posts, the World Stars, Shade Room, Ball Alert, or Hollywood Unlocked, it's a rarity that I'm going to either like or respond to or interact with the post, excuse me. That is a rarity in of itself. So, I just so happened to do that this particular day. And it was involving um, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. That's who it was involving. So here's the post, actually. This is how we got here. Where we at? Oops. This is a post that Neighborhood Talk posted on whatever date it was. Somebody on thread said this: Dr. Cheyenne Bryant talking about accessible therapy, even though she's not licensed. And excuse me, and these are the prices for 50 minutes. For 50 minutes, accessible to whom? Now, hey Nacho, shout out to Nacho that's on the Clubhouse side.
Hey, Chris.
Make sure Nacho is modded. Now, 50-minute session with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. I believe it was, how much was that session? Let me see. It, the price, I'll put it like this, y'all. The price did not surprise me. If I have to be perfectly honest, the price of this session did not surprise me at all. Yep, it was for $350 for 50 minutes. I, although I think some people around here, well, I'm not going to say how much therapy should cost because it's worth every penny, whether you pay for it or somebody else pay for it. Especially you're talking 50 minutes. 50 minutes. They're trying to figure dissecting you so you can unlock certain parts of your brain. It's worth it. So, but let's continue. That was the post. This next one This is what she said underneath that post. Link in the bio to book a session. Zero problems with that. Go out there and you're an entrepreneur. You went to college, you went through the certificates, but now you talk about being an independent uh, therapist. Yes, you're an entrepreneur. Go out there and promote and get your money. However, let me be clear with that. When I say get your money, although this is a business, I have all the confidence in the world. This is a career and this is the love of her life. Things that she wants to do. It's a calling for her. So let me make that loud and clear. Now, under that post, link in my bio to book a session. This is all. I gotta highlight it right there. All I said was this. I wonder if my medical insurance will cover it. That's all I put. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for context, I've been to therapy before. Two times when I was under my pop's house, and one time independently during the pandemic. So, ge- leading up to the me going to therapy on my own, this was around the time Charlamagne came out with the book "Shook Ones," Minds Playing Tricks on Me, or "Shook One Anxiety Playing Tricks on Me." Excuse me. And while he's been an advocate for mental health for years. So when he was talking about that, one thing that, and when I used to listen to the Breakfast Club faithfully, one things that they mentioned was, did you know your medical insurance could cover your therapy 100%? I was like, really? I said, okay, let's test that theory. United Healthcare, um, United Healthcare Center, or whatever it's United Healthcare something. I forgot what it's called. I decided to try it out. I called them, the customer service number, gave them my group number or whatever, and I asked them, "Can you give me?" At first, I think I asked them, do you guys cover therapy?" They, in some long about way, they said yes. So I told them, "Can you give me all the therapists that is in my network?" They gave me a long list of things. I don't know why she said that to us. They gave me a long list of, hey toy, OG, what's up? They gave me a long list of names of therapists on that list. Like, choose one. Doesn't matter, pick one. And I'm looking like, okay. And I went to a therapist, Tiffany R. Black, she's African American, female therapist. And with me going to therapy, what up, strong? With me going to therapy, one of the greatest things that I've ever done, but like, and
that's a beautiful thing. Not going to therapy, boy. I keep trying to tell these brothers, man, if you know how to utilize this, a great thing.
They missing out. They is missing out.
Hey, but no, hold on. Damn, this is recording room. Remind me to tell you when I go to therapy.
Yes, sir.
I tell you later when the room is recorded.
Shout out to Strong, but yes, sir. We'll definitely talk about that. But that was one of the greatest benefits of my life, greatest investments that I did. Just an hour a week, just talking to somebody about thoughts, what's going on in my head, especially during the pandemic. Because I just want to make sure I was good. Because at that time, I went through a lot. Matter of fact, I'm going through a lot now. So an argument could be made that maybe it'd be time for me to revisit therapy. So we'll see about that. But that's why I asked.
No, go here. Listen. As a black man, I'll set your appointment up every 6 months. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Every 6 months, go in there, boom, boom, boom. Make sure. Look behind. Look in your back channel.
I bet.
I'm gonna say, but keep talking.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna definitely check that out. Now, keep in mind, y'all. I'm gonna play. Let me post this again for those who's watching online. Someone went to her website and they said book a session with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, 50 minutes for $350. Her response to someone posting that is this: link in my bio to book a session. My Here is my response again. I wonder if my medical insurance will cover it because to I would love to like not on no cloud chasing stuff or whatever, but just the idea of I was like, let me maybe, and maybe there's a bit of little satire there. I'm not gonna say I don't sprinkle a little satire on my commentary, but um, the idea of medical insurance covering it, that's all I did was put that out there. No big deal in my opinion. To my surprise, a couple of days later, she responded to me. So, this is her response. Unfortunately, I don't take insurance. You have to find a licensed therapist for that. Okay. All right, and I can put two and two together. Okay, she's not a licensed. She doesn't take insurance. Okay, cool. Yeah, and also she's not a licensed therapist, but I don't, for the most part. Well, most part, I really don't care about that because when you talk about having a conversation and breaking, trying to understand you and figure you out, I'm not saying you don't need a license to do that, but I understand that you have to have it to protect yourself in some cases because especially when it comes to actually diagnosing somebody. So that right there will protect the therapist of the world. So to that I totally understand. But she continues because has she left it at that? Cool. And granted, I'm not coaching or telling somebody how they need to reply or articulate themselves. That's not what I'm doing. I would never do that. She continues. Isn't this what you all have been discussing for the past week? I was thoroughly confused. I'm like, number one, who's y'all? And number two, outside of Joe Budden.
She's been watching you.
Say what?
She's been quietly watching your podcast.
Maybe because I was thoroughly. I'm still confused at that. When I read this, I was confused. I'm like, what are you talking about? Then she replies. She said, "Y'all still confused?" I said, "I'm confused now because I don't recall hearing your name prior to this post." Um, every now and then they try to say something about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant or try to say
she be on this app or something.
That I have no clue. Maybe I have no clue. And I'm like because they try to say the most I hear about her is the way she dresses. And there's like no doctor is supposed to be dressed like that. Says who? What you want her in what you want her in those dresses that you usually wear in the 1960s when going to a Jeezy concert? Like what are we talking about here? But most of the things I hear from negative things I hear about Dr. Shane Bryan has no credibility to it. So I don't care to get into that. But let's continue. Don't they teach therapists quote active listening skills in school? I would imagine so, but I never call myself a therapist. But I kind of like where this is going. She continues to say, y'all sure not active listening. I was like, and right there I was like, did she just call me a therapist? I was like, that might actually have a ring to it. Then she later said, I hope you don't do this with your clients in sessions, question mark. And I can tell that uh, sh- she needs to get ChatGPT to do her grammar and editing for responding because this shit was abysmal. But I was thoroughly confused when she sent that post, but I kept it classy, but still satire when I respond. When I responded right back to her, I said, "LOL, my clients adore me," and that's all I said. So, with all of that, ladies and gentlemen, I was thoroughly confused. Like, what the hell is this woman talking about? Because now, all I heard is good things. I heard good things about you, and I heard good things from her. The most I took in of content for Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is when she sat with Shannon Sharp for a club station. There, ladies, I know a lot of people not gonna like it. I enjoyed everything she said in that interview, especially when she held Shannon Sharp accountable, like really gave him a reel. I was like, this is great stuff. I don't know why people hate on her for all of this. But when she said that to me again, she said, I think she just got tired, and later on found out she has a book coming out, so I guess people were just giving her shit. But number one thing about me is I don't move with the crowd, so that's never going to happen. So I don't know who y'all is, but my name's not y'all. My name is Dr. Christopher J, by way of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and anybody that's listening to me are my clientele. You guys are my clients, according to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. So when it comes to active listening, trust me, I listen to people before I respond. And when it comes to assumptions, when you're wrong in your assumptions, Mrs. Bryant, what's that first 3 letters of the word assume or assumption? Exactly. That's good. That's what you damn sure looked like at the end of this. However, more things came out after that, IG whatever. Now, of course, she's promoting a book, and she went on the Breakfast Club. She was asking questions about her credentials, and honestly, I wish people stop with this whole credential stuff, because truth be told, let's say she does have it, you guys are going to find another way to discredit her anyway. And if you hate her that much, then just don't pay no attention to her. That's the way I see it. OG, what's good? AC, what's up? So I'm going to play the video of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant actually responding to the critique of her credentials.
Conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online.
Mm-hmm.
How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit, because I don't give a fuck about it. Now, to my doc squad, my fan base, my folks, my village, it's very simple. I went to a school, Argosy University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my official transcripts, because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down. I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Why I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years. I was past my 2 years. So that means that I had no access to records. And then I contacted, financial aid. You can't make up financial aid. It shows that I paid for a doctoral program alongside my master's program and my undergrad program. And they said, we can fully refund you your money under one circumstance. We give you your money back. You don't get credit for not a class, a course, a program you took in this university, at this institute. So do you want us to refund you? Or do you want us not? I said no, because I didn't want to risk the chance of them saying, well, we're going to give you back your money, and it wipes out your entire program. Luckily, I had, I do this with all of the schools. I had downloaded from the actual student portal my transcripts at that time, and I was able to get all just about all of my transcripts, including up to like dissertation. But everything else, there's just no holding take for any of our records, which I think is completely effed up. Just in
They
general.
are going to kill you online this week. They're going to say she has no records. They just want to hate you regardless. But
No, that's fine. And it's not even that there's no records that I don't. The school had a third party that carried the records only for a limit of 2 years. So it's not me, it's any student that attended Argosy. But again, it doesn't, how can I say it? It doesn't affect me because if I chose to go get a license as an LMFT, I have my master's in marriage and child therapist. I have my hours. I can just take that and say, hey, let me submit these for licensure, and I want to go sit for my exam, and all I have to do is study. I don't need a doctorate in counseling psychology to go get licensed as a therapist. That's what we're all missing.
Okay, so she was just caught in a bad situation, ladies and gentlemen. For those who didn't hear, she went to some school, Augustine or something, whatever it's called, and that university no longer exists. And to a third party, where they keep the transcripts, they had the transcripts, but they can only hold it for 2 years. After that, that's it. So all your credentials, like you're talking about 4 years, maybe plus, in college is gone. It's never heard of. You paid, all of that is wiped away. Now, here's the thing. They did say this. This is how we can fix this. We can give you what up, AP? We can give you a refund, but the only downfall is we take away any credits. 120 credits will be gone. Now, the question is, did she make the right decision with those choices? Because I get it. Y'all, I have a college degree myself. Bachelor of Science in Management, to be exact. You talking about doing that all over again? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she'll get a lot of money back. And she'll be able to go to any university and handle business. But I get it. I totally get it. Because now some people say if she did it before, she could do it again. I was like, no. Some of y'all ain't went to college before, let alone graduated. Yeah, we're not doing that. So, and her decision making into that is, I don't want to accept this money, and they by chance they wipe away everything. Now I literally have no record of me attending college or doing anything, which will go to the narrative of people trying to shame her because to say that she's not a doctor. She's not a doctor, excuse me. Now, do you need to be a doctor to be a therapist? No. I forgot what the abbreviation she just said. You don't need that to become a licensed therapist because she already got the hours in and all this other stuff. All she got to do is go take a test, study for it, and pass. And she can do. She's officially a licensed therapist. So that's what it is. China's in the building. Hey, China. Oh, my bad. Let me check out the chat. I'm sorry, y'all. Raheem is in the building. Oh, yeah. He's talking about my Whisper of Doubts. And we are going to do the series this year. We're going to do the movie next year. Felt like I did something wrong. This dude crazy, man. Oh, hell. I ain't sure. Okay, that he was watching my George Scott. Nah, my beard is still here, ladies and gentlemen. Beard. Make sure the tips are faded. We here, and of course, one of my favorites is here. Hey, China, how you doing? And on her IG, she is to be a life coach. If you go check her IG, she says life coach. You don't need any degree, license, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, I can start calling myself a life coach if I really wanted to. And I can orchestrate an LLC. I can do all this other stuff. And boom. But although she called herself that, if I went to school 4 years or did 120 hours, I'll be damned if I'm only calling myself a life coach. I'm a therapist, a doctor. I'm calling myself all of that. Like to just that's just like a journalist calling herself a blogger. That is insulting to journalists who actually put the manpower and the long work hours in to consider themselves a journalist or a beat writer or a general columnist in whatever respective field. So I get her reason of why she's not gonna settle for that, although that's in her profile. But if she wants to call herself a doctor, I totally get it. 1000%. So with that and giving talking to a lot of people have their feelings about Dr. Shania Bryant. I know my team has some feelings about her as well. Here's my take on her on Bryant. I don't have a problem with her. I like the message that she's putting out there. She hasn't said anything that took me by surprise as far as me disagreeing with her. I do like how she's well versed in the Bible. She is based off of the Club Shay Shay interview, and honestly, she's one of those cool chicks that is cool to you will be cool to have on your team in your circle just to talk to, and she keeps it 100 with you. Yeah, I don't have a problem with Dr. Shine Bryant. I know a lot of people do, which is mainly women. If you have a pretty woman who's actually telling the truth, that's going to fit a lot of women. And they make great money too. I wouldn't sit here and act like I have credentials I know I don't have. Look at what happens. Look at what happens to her credibility. I get it. And like I said, I feel sorry for her because hell, that sounds like something that would happen to me. Honestly, I did all this hard work, and there's nothing to show for it because something outside of me um, decided to play around and mess up what I got going on. Unfortunately, so you to Dr. Shan Bryan, y'all not gonna find too many things that she's gonna say that I'm gonna disagree with. If I had to be honest, what up, brother Rob? And I just think people just need to get out their way. But when you're dealing with a bunch of people who love living their life, it kills them when someone comes and spills the truth and burst their bubbles and pull the rug from underneath them. That's all that is at the end of the day. So, with that being stated, do I have do I have any beef with Dr. Cheyenne Bryan with how she approached me or how she responded to me? I obviously she was misinformed. I don't know. Let me not say I don't know where that come from because I know now because she was. I think everything was just getting to her. If I had to be a doctor, since she did, based off of that post, I'm gonna put it back up here. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Here it is. Based off that post, she assumed me to be a therapist or a doctor, like her, and that I have clients. So let's make Dr. Cheyenne Bryan my first client of me being a doctor. I do believe, based on the diagnosis and the response to that statement, in my professional opinion, I do believe that the people online was getting to her and she let it affect that inner peace that we believed or actually assumed that was protected. When it comes to noise online, especially granted what's been going on this last week on Clubhouse, when it comes to online noise, it's unfortunately you can't control how people respond to you, or the brutality on how they attack you. One thing you can control is how you respond to it and how you protect yourself from it. That's the one thing that is guaranteed. What are you trying to say? I mean, it's only fair. I mean, I am a doctor. You see it right there, Dr. Christopher J. BTSI, therapist. Yes, the doctor's in the building now. But I do think it was just getting to her, giving the pressure of her putting the book out, and you just want it to do well. And let me see something about her book. Hopefully, it's on Audible. Because people say, Chris, do you even read? It's called Audible. That's as good as it gets. Okay, I'm gonna have to actually go. I'm gonna have to actually go buy the book. Okay, that's cool. Oops, misspelled that name. Damn, yeah, I'm gonna have to actually go buy the book. It's all good. But given that you're putting a book out and you want it to be successful, and I understand how that could be nerve wracking, and why you're trying to put this great body of work out. Hey, Candy, why you trying to put this great body of work out? You have to constantly people constantly hear it every time you open the phone or you go on your computer. They are saying, "Are you really a doctor?" They're trying to diminish all the advice that you're putting out there, or you debunking all the talking points. When that gets loud, that gets heavy. And once that gets heavy, that starts to crumble whatever's protecting your inner peace. And because of that, anything that looks like it is against you, you're willing to attack it first. Or if it sounds like it's an attack against you, you're willing to unload the cannon and go in. That's exactly what that was. That she did to me. Fortunately, she did that to me. And I understand. Dr. Christopher J has a heart and he understands what's going on. So my remedy for Dr. Cheyenne is to, one, be honest with yourself of how you legitimately feel about this, A, or B, how you started that part of the Breakfast Club, or when what's we call it, Lauren LaRosa asked you that question. You said I'm gonna answer it one time because at the end of the day, I really don't give a fuck. Prove it. If you really don't give a fuck, prove it. But are you saying that to convince yourself that you don't give a fuck?
Do you think she's qualified to give that advice?
Yes, I do. Yes, yes, I do. Um, let me, for Candy, I'm gonna play the clip again because people do question her doctorate degree and all that stuff, and she did explain what happened. And according to her, this is her last time explaining it. So I'm gonna play it, and you tell me what you think about it. Let's see, where's the clip? And heads up, this is gonna be like 3.5 minutes, so just hang tight.
Conversation about your doctorate because people can't find your dissertation online.
Mm-hmm.
How are you responding to that in this new era of your life?
I'm going to clear it up once on here. I'm not doing it again. And I'm clearing it up for my doc squad, for my fan base, for my audience who deserve to hear me address it. For the folks who have already made up their mind to not like me or not understand me, listen, I don't give a fuck what your narrative is. I would like for you to recreate it, double down on it, and run that shit. Because I don't give a fuck about it. Now, to my doc squad, my fan base, my folks, my village, it's very simple. I went to a school, Argosy University, completed an entire program. I went back online to get my official transcripts because I was applying to a law school many years ago to be a professor there. And I had to provide my transcripts, right, to get hired. And I went to contact the school and say, hey, I need my official transcripts. I need my entire thing. And there was no school. I was like, okay, I'm confused. I Google. It says this school has been shut down. I said, oh, well, they got to have records. I mean, they were accredited when I attended the school. They were accredited when I finished the program. I go and look, there is a third party that has the records. Why I contact the third party, that third party only holds records for 2 years. I was past my 2 years. So that means that I had no access to records. And then I contacted, financial aid. You can't make up financial aid. It shows that I paid for a doctoral program alongside my master's program and my undergrad program. And they said, we can fully refund you your money under one circumstance. We give you your money back. You don't get credit for not a class, a course, a program you took in this university, at this institute. So do you want us to refund you? Or do you want us not? I said no, because I didn't want to risk the chance of them saying, well, we're going to give you back your money, and it wipes out your entire program. Luckily, I had, I do this with all of the schools. I had downloaded from the actual student portal my transcripts at that time, and I was able to get just about all of my transcripts, including up to like dissertation. But everything else, there's just no holding take for any of our records, which I think is completely effed up. Just in general.
They are going to kill you online this week. They're going to say she has no records. They just want to hate you regardless.
No, that's fine. And it's not even that there's no records that I don't. The school had a third party that carried the records only for a limit of 2 years. So it's not me. It's any student that attended Argosy. But again, it doesn't, how can I say it? It doesn't affect me, because if I chose to go get a license as an LMFT, I have my master's in marriage and child therapist, I have my hours, I can just take that and say, hey, let me submit these for licensure, and I want to go sit for my exam, and all I have to do is study. I don't need a doctorate in counseling psychology to go get licensed as a therapist. That's what we're all missing.
So, Candy, to what she's saying is, she's actually, because there's two ways to answer your question, whether she's qualified or not. On the I'm gonna call it the logistics side, which is a lack of a better word. She got 120 hours. She did her master's. She did her doctorate. But because that school no longer exists, it's like none of that existed. Now, granted, financial aid can prove that she took it, because where did all that money go? So, and the only reason why she hasn't chosen to, Lyrica, what's up? The only reason why she decided not to get the full refund is because they're going to take away any evidence that she did her, if I had to guess, she did her 8 years of school. What's up?
Did she get the transcripts or not? Because she said the transcripts doesn't exist.
Right. So she said she got most of it. But the problem is, wherever she was going to apply for, they need a official transcript. And it's hard to get an official transcript when the school doesn't exist.
Shady, because there are schools out there like, what's that school Master P had? IBCD.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
You know.
I ain't heard that in a while.
Wait, can I finish? It gotta be accredited by the state and the Department of Education to be a real school, to be accredited. So the fact that you're saying they don't exist and you don't have transcripts, it sounds shitty as fuck, like it wasn't a real school. And then she said program. I normally hear people say degree, so I just put in program versus degree. And there's a bit of a difference, but I don't think she went to a real school. Did you ever hear of those nurses who paid for their license? It was big in Florida during COVID. A lot of them were paying for their RN license.
I think I might have heard something like that vaguely, but I didn't stick too much. I didn't really pay too much attention to it. She did say the name of the school. The name of the school, August. I'm gonna call that August Alcine School. Jesus Christ. Or she did name what the school is, and
it sounds shady. It sounds like it was like one of those false schools. Like it wasn't registered by the state as well as the Department of Education, and that's why this stuff doesn't exist.
And the only way, and I put like this, the only way, like by her words, the only way we know she did go somewhere is because of financial aid. Because
right, and she said that financial aid could reimburse her or make it look like she never went. But did they actually give her the transcripts? Because if they didn't, just get your money back.
So with the transcripts, and what she said was, there's a third party that holds the transcripts. When she went through them, they could only hold the transcripts for 2 years. See, I don't deal with. Granted, I'm not. When it comes to looking up for colleges, as far as Cabo, what's up, man? When it comes to looking up colleges, which one is accredited or not, I never had that issue because I went to either Texas Southern University, University of Houston, Houston Community College, which is now Houston City College, and I got my degree through University of Phoenix. Now,
right, and then when you go to a private,
I definitely did. I'm not doing no private school. My little sister went to Abilene Christian University. That is a private institution. Why, I don't know, but hey, that's between her, my dad, and my mother.
Privates cost more than the actual.
Of course.
I don't know.
Absolutely, that goes without saying.
But it sounds shady. It sounds like she went to IDCD. She went to something that was not covered by both the state and the Department of Education. That's why no transcripts exist, because that shit sound crazy as hell.
It's a bad predicament to be in, honestly.
I mean, what were they doing for them to get shut down and not exist? I know
that I do not know.
Down during COVID because a lot of them people are paying for their nurse's degree.
That's a good question. I don't know, because like I said, I don't deal with schools that get shut down. That's crazy. Like, the only thing that will make sense is if you're not attracting more students to come to your school. But even then, I would just recommend just go online. But that's a competition in itself.
She went online. It sounded like she went to online school, but
I don't know. Maybe. Now, trust me, online school, I recommend it. Now, obviously, there's some things.
You recommend online school?
I 100%. Especially if you have a busy schedule like me, I definitely recommend it. Now, here's a caveat. No, here's a caveat. Now, hold on, Candy. Here's a caveat. There are some courses I would rather you do in person versus online. Especially you're talking about something pertaining to biology or anything just pertaining to the brain. I would much rather you go in class for that one, just in case.
I took some app building classes online.
Mm-hmm.
And it is nothing compared to in person. You can't beat in person. You cannot beat it.
Yeah, and because you always get the hands-on feeling, and I'm never going to tell someone don't do it, because if you work the schedule like I do, the benefits of you going in person is very slim. So you want to do things online as much as possible. But yeah, because if you're confused, you got questions, your professor's right there, or study halls down the way, so you can go ask one of the aides to assist you with that. So trust me, I get it. But all I'm recommending is if you have a schedule like mine's, or you have a busy schedule and that's not afforded to you, please take online class. Just don't stop because your schedule's telling you to stop.
In your opinion, she's qualified to give advice?
On the, like I said, logistics around, it's a poor choice of words, but on the logistics side, I would say yes. Although she got dealt a raw deal because she don't have nothing to show for it.
Even though she's not married herself.
Okay, there you go. Now that's the question. That's what. Now we can get to. That's the second part of the question I wanted to ask. I wanted to respond to. And Cowboy is Cowboy's in the building. Why you not? Why is it not bringing you on stage? Hey, Cowboy, reset and allow access to the cameras and the microphone. You don't have to turn your camera on, but allow access and come right back. The reason why I don't have a hold on, let's see, is that it? All right. Let me add you to this. It's a green screen. Cowboy, can you hear me?
Nope. I can hear you.
Okay, good. All right, good. Glad you're good. Join. IB Wodie's in the building. Wodie, what's good, man? So, with the things that she been saying pertaining to a relationship or marriage, I haven't heard anything that she said that I disagreed with. Because I will listen, but like, okay, that's correct. Because you can go talk to some other married people and they will tell you that is an accurate sentiment, whether she's married or not, because you don't know where her experience comes from. Let me ask you, Candy, do you believe she's qualified to speak on certain topics?
I don't think a lot of people, even with a degree behind them, is qualified to speak on certain topics. It depends on whether they match you or not. I mean, like their moral standards, ideology. Yeah, I don't think a lot, because I know a lot of psychiatrists and psychologists personally. In their life, like, they shouldn't be telling anybody how to do anything involving their life. Hi, Onyx.
Hey, Onyx.
I never really heard Dr. Cheyenne speak, so I never really tapped into her podcast.
I don't even know she has a podcast, but I would recommend people go watch the interview between her and Shannon Sharp. That will give you a well-rounded assessment of who she is. From her upbringing to where she's at right now. And when it comes to actually telling people what it is, because a therapist is supposed to, how can I say this? Help you figure you out. And sometimes some therapists will let you know what it is. When it came to Shannon Sharp and what he got in trouble for, she gave it to him. Right there on his show. He didn't edit that part out. So I was like, okay, I respect this woman. I respect her upbringing, where she came from, and the things that she says when it comes to these conversations. Like I said, I don't hear anything that I would that just blew me away. Like, I completely disagree with her. When she offer a perspective that actually makes sense, add value, and help achieve your ultimate goal, I can't take that away from her. She's good in my book. Cowboy, what you think about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant?
Dude, she's a liar. I mean, she's an outright liar. There are people who went to the same school that she went to, and they were still able to access their records. And other people who have doctorates, and even a woman who's a licensed therapist talked about, you know, why you should be licensed and how it protects people, and the process, and how the dissertation should be available. Like, to get your doctorate, you're doing all this work, and actually that work is like, it can be searched. You know, it's peer reviewed. So she's talking about, you know, financial aid and stuff. Financial aid it's never going to say whether you graduated or not. It's never going to say whether you earned a degree or not. So it'd be one thing if she showed up and said that she is just using the doctor name as a stage name, and that she's a what do people like to do nowadays? And she was a life coach. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what she's saying. And when I heard her also say that, she was like, you guys see me do, you know, have sessions online or whatever. And I'm like, you were doing interviews with these men. They didn't hire you. They got their own therapist. Trust and believe. Shannon Sharp and all of them, they got their own therapist. She wasn't brought in there to treat them for anything. You know, just like Dr. Phil didn't treat anybody. Like, you don't treat people on stage, and like, that's not even how things work. So, but she thinks that that's proof of her abilities. And I'm like, no, you know? And so, like, yeah, when people are looking at the fact that you don't have any relationships to talk about, and you don't have the degrees that you say that you have, you know, there's a problem. But I noticed it wasn't a problem until she started talking about women. When she said something negative about women, we got to find out that she got a degree or not.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just really funny to me. Like, when she was talking about dudes and she wasn't talking about men in general, I don't think, but it was just these particular guys. Shannon Sharp, you know, what's his name? Who's the two guys with all the damn kids? There's two of them. Nick Cannon and the brother with the weird hats. So when she was Cam. So when she was dogging them out, you know, it was like perfectly fine, you know. But as soon as she said something about women, then everything went off the rails, and all of a sudden all these women are getting online and they're exposing her, you know. So it is what it is, you know.
So, and let me put this link up here, this comment up here that Abi Wody said. Now, she did say, to your point, there's people who went to that school and they got their transcript. In the case of her or that school, there's a third party that holds on to the transcript because that school no longer exists.
That is incorrect.
Is that school still alive?
No, this is what's going on, and this is coming from the other people that went to that school. I guess the state has the information. It's not just like some random third party that's like, we must have lost it. It's like, no, the state holds on to the information. And so even when a school disappears, if there's transcripts to show that you have a doctorate, one woman said she was able to find her grandfather's degree from a school that hasn't been around in decades, you know? So she's not telling the truth. If she's got those degrees, then someone's got them.
So even when, is this a private university that she went to, or is it public?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter. If I remember correctly, the state is the ones who accredit the school. And so if a school goes under, you know, they gather up all that information because all the financial aid mess and all this stuff that happens, they have to get a hold of that information so people are not getting stuck with the bill and not getting, you know, the degrees that they earned them, you know, so that information doesn't go into a shredder. You understand what I'm saying?
So what is this third party that keeps the transcripts, if it does exist?
Dude, she's lying.
Okay.
She's just lying. like I said, there's other people that went to the school and they're like, no, I could get all of my information. And so now she made up this third party. And it's like, if there's a third party that has it, well, name that third party. So, maybe somebody else have a better, shot at getting your transcripts for you. Maybe you're talking to the wrong person.
But did you see her reply?
Her reply to what?
She was asked about her credentials. Did you see her reply to that?
I've seen a couple of replies, and it's been pretty flippant, like pretty kind of like.
So you saw the Breakfast Club one, right?
I saw the Breakfast Club one, and she just gets an attitude when people start saying, "Hey, why don't you not use the doctor, or what? Why don't So when they start pressing her, she just I don't care what nobody thinks of me and God and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, God ain't got nothing to do with these lies you telling, lady. Like,
I don't think she completed everything.
Okay, Candy said she don't believe she completed all of the programs, but she does have some form of education. Now, and trust me, I get it, because if I did my master's, of course, I already got my 120 hours. I did my master's. I did my doctorates. And like I said, good luck telling me I'm not a doctor. Good luck telling me I'm not that. But I also understand you really need that. You really need to have that talent, because when it comes to this line of work, if you diagnose somebody and it's not the right diagnosis, and there ain't no doctor in front of your name, this could really be used against you in a court of law. Okay, I get it. Her transcripts are in the essay. You is stupid.
Right.
Yo, that's hilarious.
That's true. Could she even be using that?
Oh, what is wrong with Wody, dog? Not the FC files. This nigga stupid.
But that's what being licensed is very important.
Yeah, that protects you.
Yeah, it would protect her, and it would protect her clients. And then she's acting like, "Oh, I decided not to be licensed anymore." And it's like, did you ever have a license?
But here's the thing. Now, if the financial aid found it, because like I said, that money always leaves a paper trail. And they said, and with the circumstances, they said, we can fully refund you. You're just not going to get no type of credit. And technically, you're going to have to do all of that all over again. Let me tell you, I'm not doing 8 years of anything all over again.
That sounds crazy, because why would financial aid? The school got the money, not financial.
That I don't know. Doesn't
make that. When have you ever known for them to give money?
Never.
Thank you.
No sense whatsoever. How could they give her back money that the school received?
I have no clue. I don't know why this school is down. I don't know anything like that. The most I heard from schools is mishandling of funds, and that was before 2007 when I went to Texas Southern University, where I don't know if that principal or whatever you call it is still locked up for that. I don't know, but that's the most I've heard from a school. This right here, why that school went down, I have no clue. I can't even much recall of a school not being in place no more, because I already went to IT Tech. I didn't know that was technically. He makes the point that is down, because I ain't seen an IT Tech commercial in I don't know how many decades now. So yeah, I totally get it. I get it. I do get it.
Usually it's like if a school loses their accreditation, it's usually something academic, meaning they're not teaching up to the standards that they're supposed to be teaching, and or financial issues. So this mismanagement of the finances, they could lose their accreditation for that too. So but why they lost their accreditation is less important than, because again, there are people who have their degrees from that school, and she's not showing any proof of anything. And I don't know of any doctor that, you know, doesn't have their stuff framed up. You know what I'm saying? Or something. They've got their stuff. They brag about it. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's too many people online who call themselves doctors who are nowhere near it. You know?
Mm-hmm. Not too much. She called me a doctor. She assumed me to be.
Here we go.
Hold on. I'll show you right now. No. We're gonna read this together.
You sound like a Marvel Comics character.
Whatever. Unfortunately, now this is how it started. Just in case people forgot. She's charging. Somebody went to her online whatchamacallit, and they've discovered that she is charging $350 for a 50-minute session with her. That's what she's charging. And she said, link in my bio to book a session. All I said was this is me. I wonder if my medical insurance will cover it. That's all I said. I didn't say nothing malicious. I ain't say nothing bad at all. It was satire, but it was a genuine question. Because I would like, if this was accurate, I definitely would have booked a session. I would have got the information, and I would definitely charge it to my insurance company. She replied, unfortunately, I don't take insurance. You have to find a licensed therapist. Isn't this what you all have been discussing for the past week? Y'all still confused? Don't they teach therapists actors listening skills in school? I never called myself a therapist, but if you want to call me a therapist, I'll go for it. We can roll with that. Y'all sure not active listening. I hope you don't do this to your clients. And I got accused of being clients. So, of course, my clients adore me. That's why I responded back to her. So yeah, Cowboy, I'm a doctor.
You're a troublemaker, kid.
Dr. Christopher J. BTSI therapist is right there. This is what we're going with. So,
how much is she charging?
$350 for 50 minutes.
Oh, $350 for 50 minutes. Okay, I thought you said 50,000, Gerson. What the hell?
Well, $50. I'm gonna take up her whole week for $50. I'll take up her whole week. Y'all ain't never gonna talk to her. But
yeah, she don't take no insurance because she's not legit, and she needs to go to school and finish up if she wants to be able to take insurance. You know, but I wouldn't tell her anything because it's really nothing to stop her from telling your business. You know what I'm saying?
She has to be linked to a hospital in order to probably take insurance.
But she also said in that clip that I played, she doesn't need a doctor's degree to be a therapist. All she needs to do, like with all the stuff that she has, with some of the transcripts that she was able to pull, she can just go take a test, go get an exam, and boom, she's a licensed therapist. I think she said for marriage and child therapy, a license for marriage and child therapy. She already has all of that squared away. All she got to do is go take a test and she's good. It's like she doesn't need to put the doctor in front of her name. However, if what she's saying is true, I did all of this. I went through my master's and my doctor's degree. I put a doctor in front of my name. I understand. I totally get it. That's the only thing I'm highlighting here. Unfortunately, I know she was caught in a raw deal. Hey, Dr. Green, can you turn on your camera so I can see if it's you, my brother? So with all of that being stated, I totally get it. Hold on, let me see who's in the back there. Oh, Jesus Christ. My bad, brother. What's good, Dr. Green? I'm sorry. How you doing?
Nothing much. You know what I'm saying? What's going on?
I'm doing good, man.
I just decided to come as Dr. Green today because, you know, anybody could be a doctor. So it's
Hey,
well,
man.
I mean, hey, Chris, you know, dudes used to call me Dr. Scholes back in the day, so I don't know.
Hey, man, listen. Are we even sure that Dr. Scholes is an actual person? I don't know. We're not asking the important questions.
I mean, and I grew up on Dr. Seuss, so
Absolutely. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Knick knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
Oh, what is wrong with you, Nick?
That's it. This is the world that we live in now. I'm verifying everything. I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? I got a GI doctor's appointment. I'm asking, look, where's your certifications? I need the plaque. I need your credentials. Just because you work in a hospital, that don't mean nothing. What Dave Chappelle say about you know what I'm saying?
Uniform.
Just cause you know what I'm saying, just cause I'm dressed this way, you come to me because I got a police uniform on. Wasn't you expect me to help you? Just cause I'm dressed this way doesn't mean anything.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Just cause I got doctor in my name, you think I practice medicine?
I ain't gonna let y'all take this opportunity away from me. She called me. She assumed me to be a therapist, and I have clients. And granted, she was my first client because I had to break down that message and give her a diagnosis and a remedy, of course. But let me get to the stage. Swan is on the stage. Mon is on the stage. What's your guys' take on this developing situation, I guess? All right, Mon and Swan is not by the mic. That's cool. Me and the doctors are chilling on the stage. Dr. Christopher J, Dr. Schultz.
What's our take on what?
Dr. Green. Yeah. How you been keeping up with this Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and people not okay. Two step. Basically go ahead.
No, I was just asking who are they?
Well, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is I would have to say a celebrity therapist or a celebrity life coach that unfortunately doesn't have any credentials to show her to be an actual doctor. And what she explained was the school that she used to attend no longer exists. And the third party that has a transcript, they only hold it for 2 years. She had to go through some other sources to try to find some evidence that she did go to college, master's and doctorate program to get her certifications. And she's trying to proceed with her career, but she just got based off of what she articulated, she just got a raw deal and she kind of got screwed. And so what's your takes on people who call themselves doctor, but they don't have the credentials to show for it? What's your take on that?
Well, there's a lot of doctors on here that I'm afraid are not actual licensed doctors. Did you say something about her being a therapist?
Yes, she is a therapist. Matter of fact, I think she said when it comes to license for marriages and child therapy. So yes.
Oh, I went to a therapist for a little while, but I was also talking to my girlfriends. Talked to girlfriends first, and then went to the therapist, and I realized somewhere in that I was on the second session. Somewhere in the middle of that second session, I thought to myself, bitch, you didn't say anything different from my girlfriends. I'm not paying for you anymore.
Wow.
Bye, bitch. She literally said what my girlfriends were saying.
And this individual was licensed? This was a licensed therapist?
No, I thought she was. That's why my doctor referred me to her. But she probably was, but she wasn't saying anything different from what my girlfriends were telling me to do.
And this is why some people say therapy is a scam. Now, do I agree with that? The answer is no. I can't begin to tell you how much therapy has helped my life, especially the last time that I went. So I
might try it again.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try it. I'm definitely going to try it again, especially after I close this chapter in my current life. I'm definitely doing therapy again. But with her promoting the book, this gave opportunity for the voices in her head to get louder. When I mean voices in her head, I'm talking about people online. That's why she's able to lash out on people who don't. It was unwarranted. Like, her response to me was hella unwarranted. Like the first sentence or two, was it a sentence? Was it? Yeah, the first two sentences, cool. That was directly in response to what I said to her or what I wrote. Totally get it, all cool. Everything else was unwarranted because it just came out of nowhere. It came from left field because, like, when I was reading it, I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I was like, "Did you?" I was like, "Was you up? Was you up late? Did you too much to drink? Like, what?" It's like, if you're gonna respond to me, respond to me. Don't respond to me and everybody else. I don't do that. Okay, I just saw the back chat. So that was my thing about that situation. But like I said, I was complex, but I was able to regain some level of conscience, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna just a nice, friendly reply. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. I kept it civil and a little bit hysterical. Yeah, I just think the pressure was getting to her with all the things going on with her releasing the book, and I do understand the idea or the pressure of releasing a project, and you just want people to engage with it, accept it, read it, and that type of stuff. But it's like, damn, like Dr. Christopher J is your friend. I'm not an enemy. I promise.
I don't know why you giving her so much grace, bro. Like it boggles the mind. You know what I mean?
Well,
because you know the hate that went out to Kevin Samuels, and he never said that. He was very clear that I'm an image consultant, and they were hating on him for not being a licensed therapist. And this chick comes out here lying. And what makes it bad is there are actual licensed therapists that are in these spaces on YouTube. They're online, you know, and you giving all this attention towards a woman who's not doing the work. All she's doing is talking flip to some dudes. Like she doesn't have any special insight at all, you know.
Is she wrong with the things that she's saying?
Yes, she's a grifter.
No. As far as put the grifter thing to the side, because I'm not gonna.
Well, I can't put it. I can't put it to the side.
No, what I mean is, no. I accept that's what you believe, and I have no problem with people who throw that out there because that might be a fair stance to come from. But when it comes to the topics that she's speaking on, is she accurate in her assessments?
So you rock with pearly things too, I guess.
Pearls is cool. I don't have a problem with his thing. I don't have a problem with Pearl. But
let me get to my point. So I can connect that. Pearl doesn't have any original thoughts whatsoever. Everything is taken from every other person in the manosphere.
Okay.
And so sliding over to Cheyenne Bryant, she's doing the same thing. You know, it's like somebody talking about, I'm going to give you financial advice, and they tell you to buy low and sell high. Like, you're like, dude, you get that off the cover of a magazine. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not wrong, but you're not a financial expert because you said it. And now you want me to pay for it. And my thought process is make space for the real people. Now she wants to say, like, look, I'm a counselor, and sorry I lied or whatever, or but she's gonna just lash out at everybody who's calling her out, and then pretend that she's out here giving people therapy. She hasn't given anyone any therapy, and if she has, like, it's illegal. I mean, we saw what happened with Dr. Umar when they try to say that he wasn't a doctor and he was treating people. He had to go to court. They'll lock you up, man. So, no, I'm not giving her any grace, because getting a doctorate is not something that's simple. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do. It's a lot more work than even getting your master's, for sure.
Of course.
And then you have to spend time supervised. If you want to be a therapist, you need supervised hours, meaning somebody's making sure that you're doing things the right way. There's a lot of work to get into that field, and people go into the field, they do it because they really want to do it.
Therapist, right?
Yeah, because therapists don't necessarily get paid like people think. You know what I'm saying? So, and people don't go to therapy because they're having a good time. Like, hey, how you doing, doc? I hit the lottery again. They're going in there with problems. So, it can really weigh on you. It's a lot of work. And she's just trying to, she's just grifting and monetizing based on a lie.
So if you want to go,
I'm not giving any respect to that.
So here's the thing: if you guys want to call her a grifter, I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. That's totally independent of what I'm asking. And I think you kind of spoke to it. You're saying she's right, but you're also saying she doesn't have any original thought, because you're calling it copy and paste. You're pretty much calling her a blackface version of Pearly Things. So
correct.
Okay, and I accept your submission. Now, one thing I will say is this: I'm not asking her to have her original. I'm not asking whether her thoughts are original or not, because trust me, I spend time on YouTube. I spend time on Clubhouse, Discord, and also on people's Discord. I understand. I hear copy and paste all the time. Fortunately for lies as well, more so on the lie part. So that's why I was asking with her, the copy and paste rhetoric that you hear, that you're hearing, is she wrong? Because if you're going to copy and paste, which a lot of people in this space copy and paste, you don't believe me? Ask Dr. Green. He's been here just as long as me, maybe longer. If it's the copy and paste, it's the test that she's cheating off of, are those answers correct? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I know what you asked. So do you understand my answer to? Because I know what you asked the first time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know why you giving a copy and paste to any kind of grace. I don't know why you're acting like she's a good person by doing what she's doing. She's not doing this because she's trying to help people. She's just trying to, she wants the fame and she wants to stick money in her pockets. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't deserve any kind of it just doesn't deserve
you
any.
You don't think because what you're saying is because the intent, the underlying intent is of a grifter, it takes away the light of everything else.
It absolutely, dude, absolutely. Especially in
anybody else.
Hold on, go ahead. But I didn't hear you.
What'd you say, Candy?
How is she different from anybody else? Everybody is trying to make money.
That's not what I said.
Well, no, that's not what.
To say, hold on. Let's this is not. See how that got turned into something else.
No, go ahead.
It's not about everybody's trying to make money. So if I'm a grifter in my field, which is communications, broadband, and infrastructure, and I go out there and I somehow successfully grift, and then suddenly no one can get on the internet, no one can communicate, and more importantly, 911 circuits go down. And now when your grandma is trying to call because your grandfather is having a heart attack, you know, she can't get through because I done grifted and harmed people. Is that okay because everybody's trying to make money? No, it's not. I'm just going to answer for you. You know, and so therapy is that. Hold on,
Kenny, 1 second. I'm gonna give it to you right now. Cabo, finish.
So therapy is that important. You know, I know it's all YouTube and podcasts, and it just seems all flashy. But this woman is actually claiming like she's giving out real therapy, and she's not. She's claiming that she's got a doctorate that she doesn't have. She's claiming that she was licensed before, and there's not a license in sight. You know, and that's the dangerous part. And people were listening until they didn't like what they heard, and then they went after her. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's the distinction. You know, I don't think everything's great because everybody's trying to make money. That's never going to be an excuse for me. But go ahead.
No, I understand. And what Kendi was asking, ladies and gentlemen, is what is she doing that's so different from anybody else? The answer is, if you guys believe she is full of shit, the answer is nothing. She is a black-faced version of Pearly Things. I know people on Clubhouse may not know who Pearly Things is, but and I don't know if Pearl is active. Well, she's still active, but she's not what she once was since the whole Nick Fuentes things. It's been going down here for her since then. So the answer is Kenny, the answer is she's no different than anybody else. But the one thing that we're doing is everybody else has been called out. It's her turn. That's ultimately, if I had to dissect what people are saying, it's Dr. Cheyenne Bryant today, it could be somebody else tomorrow. But anybody that claims to be a doctor and there's no credentials to prove it, they will call them out. Now, to Cowboy's point, this is news to me. The only reason why they are attacking her, because it's women that's attacking her, that's doing most of the attacking. The only reason why they're attacking her is because she started to speak out against women. And let me not say speak out against women. I think that's inappropriate. Actually, that's irresponsible. She started to criticize. There we go. Yeah, she started to criticize what women are doing when it comes to relationships and how this could be a problem. And that's when now her credibility is coming into question.
So it's like by any means necessary. It didn't work with the men, so now let me switch to you women.
Maybe. I can't say it didn't work with the men. If she, go ahead.
No. She was just saying maybe if it didn't work with the men, maybe I'm gonna switch up and start calling out the women, which is very Kevin Samuel is, but we're not going to act like Kevin Samuel's message didn't work for men either.
Maybe. Well, you know what? I think it worked for the men, but maybe there's more money in criticizing black women.
I've been saying that for the longest, just based off of my observation. Because you have society, media to be exact, has always had a comment pertaining to men. That includes black men. Now that since the COVID era, if you a guaranteed hot topic that's going to get you more eyes, more subscribers, more views, more money is if you constantly talk about black women, A, and B, to make further more money, but then again to isolate yourself from a certain audience is if you talk down on or you criticize black women.
Yeah. I mean, the only way to take it further would be to just criticize black people in general. and we've seen that with was it Officer
Tatum.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of these people, even on Fox and stuff, you know, sometimes I'm like, I don't think they believe half the things they say, but you know, it makes a lot of money, you know. So, you know, so yeah, maybe that was her whole plan. Let me criticize men. That'll get my foot in the door. and then I'll switch up and then start criticizing women.
But what's that other person's name? It's not Dr. Shan Bryant. It's somebody completely different. She spoke with a horrible decision. She spoke to Shaq.
Sarah Fontaine.
There you go.
Is it Sarah Font? I don't know what her last name is. I know it's a F something.
They kind of remind me. They're kind of one. I'm gonna say 1A. If I had to say 1A and 1B, that's just based off of prior to me doing the stream. Do you guys believe that they're all the same ilk, or do you think Sarah's a little bit more authentic with her what she believes in comparison to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant?
I think she's more genuine. I think she's more authentic. She's recently married, so you know what I'm saying. She's walking what she's talking, or so it seems.
Okay, that would be. I would definitely pay money for those two to have a sit down conversation one day. But that's just me. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't heard nobody say Dr. Cheyenne Bryant accused me of being a therapist, assumed me to be a therapist with client. So you goddamn right. I may want to be addressed as Dr. Christopher J moving forward. And shout out to my clients, all the people who have watched and supported the stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You want to blame anybody? Blame Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Now.
Oh, that's why you pumping her up, because that's your endorser.
I have no idea what you're talking about. One more thing before we go. Now, I was in church today. This is before, just for the record, this is before the service started. Clubhouse has been a bit much this past week. Excuse me. Let me actually put this on there. All right, last call. Clubhouse has been a bit much this past week. It's just a bunch of stupid nonsense going on. People's name being drug into a situation that has no business being in. People are being weaponized to get to other people, and people are just crossing certain lines. Now, I'll put it like this. On YouTube, it's called the beef sector. On Clubhouse, it's called the dark side. They're virtually the same thing. With people crossing these lines, it's easy for them to be buddy up friends and all of this stuff. Some of the way that people move, because this happened on I saw this on YouTube first. Matter of fact, me and Q was talking about Island Girl Q to be exact. We was talking about that when I interviewed her. I was like, from where we're from, because she resides in Houston just like I do. There's certain lines you can't cross because there's no coming back for that. And we see people cross certain lines all the time. And I'm sitting here mind-boggling of people's thought process and how can you do this? But then go back and y'all kicking it again. Whether it be on streams or a Clubhouse on stages.
I agree with that.
So I'm a little bit confused. And that was YouTube. Now on Clubhouse, bigger lines, frequent lines are being habitually crossed. And people are going back, sending either text messages or call, like, hey, I'm sorry, I hope we're good. It's like, Now I'll put it like this. Fast forward. Now we're in this situation. I'm not going to give any specifics unless if anybody that was victimized in the situation want to talk about it, they're more than welcome to. I'm not going to stop them. Something happened this week.
With the replays on? Hell no.
Yeah, because if anybody feeling like they can go watch the replays, they can come holler at me if they have access. So with all of that, with all the things that happened this week, and how people try to use me to get to other people. So I have a huge problem with that. And the question is, what am I going to do moving forward? I found this video online, and this is what it is.
Oh, I forgave you. I just don't want you near me anymore. People confuse forgiveness with reconciliation. They think because you let it go that you should let them back in. Let me be clear about something. Forgiveness is, for me, access that has to be earned. And just because I released the anger doesn't mean I forgot what you showed me. Forgiving you doesn't delete the data. It just means that I'm no longer angry or holding on about what the data actually revealed. I can forgive you and still not trust you. I can wish you well and still not want you in my space. I can pray for you and still keep the door locked. Those things aren't contradictions. They're wisdom. The people who get upset when you forgive but don't restore access didn't want your forgiveness. They wanted their position back. They wanted to skip the part about accountability and go straight back to proximity. But proximity without change is just a second opportunity to do the same thing. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I'm not holding a grudge. I just rather protect my peace than perform a reunion that I don't even feel. Forgiveness, it doesn't come with a key. You can be forgiven and still not be welcome. I'm not even being cold. That's just clarity.
I am a forgiving person. Christopher Joseph McGuire, excuse me, is a very forgiving person. However, as bad as my memory can be, when it comes to certain situations, I'm not forgetting what you said or what you did. Not only to me, but to people I'm affiliated with. I can forgive you from a distance, but the operative word is distance. There are people in this last week who have lost access to me. You will no longer be able to get to me again. Especially if the only reason why you're trying to get at me is to get to someone else. So let me tell you guys how Clubhouse works. You can block somebody. The problem with Clubhouse is if you block that person, if you block that person, they can still be in a room with you, which I think is counterproductive. However, if you are a moderator on a particular stage, whoever's on your block list cannot get in the room at all. They absolutely cannot. Now, the rooms that I normally frequent, more times than not, I'm going to be modded. Why am I saying that? Because you will no longer have access to compromise my peace or anybody that is affiliated with me. How does it feel to realize and to know and to understand that you fucked up so bad where you thought it was a joke or you thought it was satire or you were just playing a role to the point where it's like, this person really not playing with me. Yeah, I'm not. My level of not giving a fuck, it goes further than most people. Believe it or not. That's why with this whole entire situation, I tell people this: there's only 3 outcomes when you're dealing with me, especially with what's going on. You can either end up in court, you can end up in jail, or you can end up dead. I'm not fucking playing. So, to make sure that I'm not contributing to someone's financial downfall, lack of freedom, or lack of living, I am just going to cut off access. Access could be a great thing, but it can also be detrimental to what you got going on. And to protect, if not me, to protect the people around me, I will make sure I go above and beyond to make sure that they are safe from any stupid shit by way of me. So the best way to fix all of that, cut off access. I will forgive you for what you did to me. I will forgive you for what you did to my people, but that's where it stops. I wish you the best of luck. God bless you, and keep it moving. Hopefully, you learned your lesson and you don't do this moving forward. But as far as Christopher Joseph Aguiar, I'm not, aka Christopher J. I know I'm playing around with the doctor thing, but I'm not playing. Christopher Joseph Aguiar, aka Christopher J, is done. You fucked around with the wrong person. Now you have that one thing that you was counting on is now gone, and that's access. If you don't have access to me, you don't have access to my people. You don't have access to people, this idea of you being a content creator is going to go down the drain. But then again, I guess people, well, how can I say this nicely? You was never a content creator to begin with.
Don't fucking fight with me, nigga! Rookie mistake. Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Does anybody on Clubhouse have any final words regarding this topic before we shut down for the night? Cowboy and Dr. Green, do you have any final words?
Yeah, man.
Go ahead, Candy.
Oh, he can go.
Oh no, we're about to shut down. But Cowboy, do you have anything?
Oh, I got distracted. Yeah, man. Stop following these grifters. I'm gonna send you some links to some solid people. Oh, and my other thing is, do you plan on doing a show about Chud?
Yeah, because we talked about that on Clubhouse when he got rushed to the hospital for cheddar bobbing himself. I'm gonna wait for that to develop more because I don't trust the judicial system like that. But we'll see. We'll see, because I know people are trying to cover him on some other stuff, but I want to see what happens with this because you came across the right black person, and this is what happened.
Chris, you said you was a therapist?
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant assumed me to be a therapist and that I have clients, so we're going with that narrative moving forward.
No, I said, are you?
Am I a therapist in real life? No. I'm not licensed. I'm not a licensed therapist. See, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, that's how you protect yourself. I'm sorry, my bad.
Don't fucking fight with me, nigga! Rookie mistake. Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
I'm sorry, that was immature of me. I'm sorry, but yes, I'm not a licensed therapist, sweetheart.
You should put one of her videos and we should do a breakdown of it.
Her videos? Maybe. I'm gonna get back. I'm definitely gonna get back into the recording, editing, the groundwork that got me how it all started. before live streaming, I used to record videos and edit it and put it out. Now, me doing reaction. Oh, trust me, we're gonna do it. I'm definitely gonna do it. But Dr. Green, any final words, brother?
As always, lift every book and read. Peace, love, health, wealth to everybody. That was tuned in during and post show. Replay gang, do your thing. Everybody that's over on Clubhouse, and of course everybody on the panel. Just never trust. I have this thing with myself that's when I say I seek mentorship from afar. When you seek mentors, go to them for what they're experts in and verify their expertise, and then go to them for nothing else, because human beings all have flaws. But so that's my word of advice. But Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, she has no expertise, it seems like. So it's like, don't trust anything that she says if she can't if she can't verify why we should call her doctor. Has trouble doing it. There was another one. Richie, the guy on Young Turks. He's supposed to have like 14 degrees or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Young Turks. I forgot about the Young Turks. Yeah.
It's making. I don't even know why I worked so hard for a degree. Apparently, you can find them at the bottom of Cracker Jack's box. I just had to buy like 13 boxes of Cracker Jacks, and it would have been the prize at the bottom of that.
What is wrong with y'all? Yeah, I got
it. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with them? Devaluing, and I feel some type of way about honorary degrees too, because people was throwing in my face every time I would say something about Meg the Stallion. The number one thing is, well, she's college educated and she owns her own business. Come to find out, her degree is an honorary one. She didn't actually graduate. So,
say that again?
Yeah, that's what I'm told. That's what I'm told. So listen, I'm gonna go verify that, but that's what I've been told recently. So yeah.
And let me play this. I want to take a moment to say shout out to Shaquille O'Neal, who graduated from LSU with the Master's of Liberal Arts degree. He is walking across stage right now. He's a Q dog. And he's doing his dance. I want to take a moment to say shout out to Shaquille O'Neal. He already has a degree. Huh?
Was that a real degree or an honorary degree?
No, that's a real degree. Say that again, Candy.
How do we know?
He bought that degree.
He bought that degree. I hate y'all.
How do we know? That's what I'm saying. How can we verify?
Y'all can go to LSU.
But didn't he leave college early to go to the NBA?
A
lot of them sports brothers, they're not dumb. They're pretty educated.
Absolutely not. Especially Shaq. Kenny Smith has a degree, and I think in accounting as well. So these are some real smart brothers.
Yeah, they are. They're very intellectual, and a lot of times, of course, they want to make it. And if they make it, sometimes they leave college. Isn't that so? Like LeBron James, he went straight from high school. He never even touched college. Isn't that right?
He never did. And
that's rare though.
Go ahead, Cowboy. Say that again.
I say that's rare. Because at Kobe, it was like the same thing. But if you're in college, you got to keep your grades up.
Of course.
Yeah, so yeah, you're gonna have to pass something. You don't get to flunk out and then go to the NBA not for the most part, but yeah.
If you do go to the
no, that's false. That's false. My bad.
Jennifer, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
No, go ahead. You guys iced it.
You can definitely flunk out and go to the NBA. Like they do it all the time. All you gotta do is just do your work that first semester, and it really don't even matter. And then you're eligible to go for that second semester. You know what I'm saying? Like, that second semester, you can literally not go to class and still go to the NBA.
Oh, and real quick, I want to say that.
I don't know what university that is.
I'm gonna let you respond to that. I want to say this because Shaq, I knew he had a degree before he went back for his liberal arts degree. But Shaquille O'Neal have earned 5 degrees throughout his academic career, including a Bachelor of General Studies, an MBA, a Doctorate of Education, and 2 master's degrees. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, the Master of Arts Liberal, that's what he just got now. And yeah, Master of Business Administration. I remember it was something dealing with business or finance or something like that. But yeah, Shaq is a great example of a educated athlete, in this case, a retired educated athlete. So when I saw that he went back for his Master of Liberal Arts, what is he going to do in the future? I don't know. I'll say shout out to him. Shout out to him. So you're like, what's good, man? How you feeling? But y'all want to say shout out to Shaquille O'Neal for getting that degree.
Yeah, shout out to him for getting a liberal arts degree, shining some light and love and respect on us art majors over here, because they like to say our degrees are underwater basket weaving, which compared to science, it might be, So out of all the degrees in the world he could have got, he got an arts degree.
Oh, so
shout out to that.
And also, let me read this. Earned from Louisiana State University in May 2026 with a thesis focused on using an interdisciplinary approach to sports psychology and mentorship.
Okay, so he got paperwork.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about the art degree for Shaq. He's already got money, and the whole thing. Because I used to draw. I used to draw. I used to do all that stuff, man. And I miss it. I don't draw anymore. But everyone's telling me, they say you're gonna starve. They say you're gonna starve and you're gonna die, and after you die, that's when your art's gonna be worth something, right? And the whole thing is, when you draw and you paint, other people that do so also. And my drawings, people thought that my drawings were good, but other people were really good. They were just really good. One girl I went to high school with, she started her own architecture business in DC. You know what I'm saying? She's designing like public parks and stuff like that. So but she was just really, really good, And so I stepped away from it and focused on tech, because it's like, if you're going to get the art degree, you better have something else that you could fall back on. It's like getting an art degree and making real money from it is almost the same as depending on being an athlete. Not the percentage isn't that bad, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
No, I get it. And
okay, interesting.
What? Go ahead, Doc.
Okay, so I haven't found too many places to verify whether or not she earned it, but she did disclose that she had a 2.7 GPA. So if you had GPA, that means you were actually doing coursework, if you have a GPA at all. But she had a 2.7 GPA and was working hard to raise it to a 3.0 before graduation.
You must have done that again.
Yes, because someone said that she did earn it. So
apparently she did. Texas Southern University.
Before that, she went to Prairie something or other.
Prairie View.
Oh,
that explains a lot. If you guys know, Because
I think that Shaq is doing something amazing, shining the light on how important education is, because just like the brother was just saying, you get an art degree, you're going to starve. Back in high school, the teacher would go around and say, hey, what do you want to do? A liberal arts degree, and he said, what the liberal arts do?
Oh, Nacho. Matrix, something happened with your phone.
That the people said it to him too. But I think the bigger picture is that it's not really about the job, unless you're going for science or to be a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that. At the end of the day, the college just teaches you how to think and process information in different ways than you're probably used to. And that alone is worth the experience, right? And a lot of times people say, well, college is unnecessary. You're getting a bill for nothing. You're going into debt for nothing, right? But you're really expanding your mind, and you're really broadening your interests, and ultimately adding to what you can contribute to society and your family, for that matter. And this is Shaq we're talking about. He is beyond successful, right? He's been in the game for decades, right? Since with the Orlando Magic.
He made more money after.
He had a little dream team down there with Penny Hardaway and Horace Grant, and see, I remember those dream teams. So he was on a dream team before he even went to LA.
The Rockets.
Well, hello. You know what I'm saying? So this is someone who's highly accomplished, highly successful, very rich, has no need to go to college at all, right? And look at him out here. He's in these books, and he's studying, and he's adding to the many degrees that are already on the wall. And if that doesn't speak for education and the importance of it, then I don't know what does.
Right. And with his degree and obviously what he does for a living, I think that's a perfect fit. So I implore people that are in those fields, like, why don't you get a degree specified for your field so that way you can move up. You can move up the charts. But then again, Shaq is already at the top. But if anything, I think he's doing his with that degree versus what he does on TV, probably what he does off TV. I think that liberal arts degree will go a lot further because he wants to master his craft. And if getting that degree does that, I'm all for it. I have zero problems with that. That's very inspirational what he did. And I also let people know, like, you're never too old to go back to school. I'm 38. I just got my degree last year. And whenever I get out of this current chapter that I'm in, I'm eventually going to go back to school, either A, MBA, B, something a little bit unorthodox, which is law school, or C, probably where the country is heading, something pertaining to cybersecurity or maybe software engineering, excuse me. Maybe some AI work or whatever the case may be. Either way, I'm taking my ass right back to school. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Go ahead, Cowboy.
I mean, you know, depending on what you're studying, you know, college can be a waste of time. You know, it depends on what you study. It depends on who you are, also. You know, and you know, I went to a college preparatory school, and you know, I wasted a lot of time with some of these schools out here. But the high school I went to was designed by MIT. You see what I mean?
Nice.
So we were taking college courses. You know, like I had college women trying to talk to me when I was in high school because they were looking at my books and they were assuming I was their age. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, maybe, you know, and so I think it's just different. If you're going to work with your hands and get into the craft or get into a lot of different tech fields, then certifications is what you need, and you need experience. Well, even with the degrees, you need experience. A lot of people get a degree and fall backwards into a job, and like that, it's just never worked like that. If you know some people and you're exceptional at what you do, then you will. But everyone else, man, they get their law degree, they pass the bar, and they are struggling, you know, and or whatever degrees, man. They, you know, they're trying to, like, I'm an engineer, but I can't get a job because they want experience, and they're saying like it's entry level, but it's 5 years. You know what I mean? So, but I think America has changed a lot with how universities, you know, what they taught and how they teach. You know, I think they are teaching you to have a job. They're not teaching you to be an entrepreneur, and they're just trying to line you up for these corporations that are dumping money into the schools. And so it's just not the same. I think they're just sucking a lot of money from people. And as long as they can get the government to give you a loan, you know, I think they'll just continue to work that way. And so I don't think it's fair that people come out of, you know, school with these degrees and can't get a job that would pay for that degree.
And this is why I was about to, and I'm going to respond to this comment. I'm going to give it to is it Denfrey? That's how you pronounce your name, correct?
Yeah, I don't even know. I just typed in some shit.
Oh, no, that's all good, man. So I am the single one put in the chat. If I had children, I would insist on business degrees or nothing. So let me speak to that as somebody who has a bachelor's of science in management. Um, I don't know if that's the way to go. However, if that depends on what you want to do pertaining to your masters. Now you get an MBA, you have a as of now of 2026, you have a fair chance of doing something with that MBA. Now if you want them to go get their 4-year degree and go into the workforce, I really wouldn't recommend a business degree because for me, I have the experience, especially when it comes to management, from a shift leader all the way to an intern account director for. Do I want to say that company? No, I won't. So I have the experience, years of experience. Matter of fact, I'm in management right now at my current occupation. The degree is to make sure of the little things that you're not going to get in the field. That's what the degree is. As a matter of fact, we was having a conversation because my dad wanted me to get my degree first before he brought me into a family business. Well, business it is. I'm not gonna go public with that. When I heard him and my sister talking a couple of weeks ago, and I got into the conversation, I said, "Okay, you're not gonna do that, especially over a phone call, because of these laws that can get us screwed up." And looking at your numbers and jotting it down, you're running the business like this, but here's what's going on right here, and this is going to screw everything up. So I have the experience, but I also now have the knowledge to know that if you do this, especially when we're talking about overseas business overseas from here to Nigeria, yeah, there's a lot of liabilities that can get us in trouble. So that was my experience. If you was to, I would recommend you tell people who are in management gain that experience and go to school later. So that way you're protected if you want to move upwards and help out and build other businesses up. That would be my advice. Denfrey, go ahead, man. I'm sorry about that.
I mean, I don't know who it was, but some guy, he said some right things and he said some kind of flawed things. First thing that I remember, it's not America's fault to raise anyone up to stardom, right? It's not America's job to put riches in your pocket, all right? Like, yes, going to school, yes, everything, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell people, I had one buddy, he wanted to go to school to be a police officer. I said, bro, you can just go apply for the fucking academy and let them pay for you to go to school. Like, yes, everything has its way. You know what I'm saying? But now, it was so much said, I kind of forgot everything. But I mean, but those are the two biggest things, right? Like, I mean, society don't, right? Because if that's the case, we should get upset at all of these other people who's not sharing their riches, you know what I'm saying, or showing us how to get to it. But it's like, you know, you don't get upset at that one. Like, America's job is genuinely to sit up here and keep you there. All right, the thing is, everybody can be at the top. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you don't go and put yourself and self-educate yourself, we can't look on the other side and get mad at them for not trying to put us down. I went to school. I got this shit, you know what I'm saying, with the grace of God, you know what I'm saying, and I was able to push this forward, you know what I'm saying, from 2 master's degrees and doing this shit on my own, you know what I'm saying, but you know, America wasn't really my fallback plan. And my degrees is in sports medicine and analytics, but it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, we gotta really understand what we're focusing on if
To what you're saying, I agree with the fact that America, there, everybody cannot be at the top. You have to have people running the business. You have to have workers, which is why I don't understand why people. I don't understand why people like to shame people But like, man, you just a worker. Man, you don't own no business. You're not the boss. You just an employee. I was like, okay, motherfucker, you own a business and you need employees to run your business. Now, for some people say, no, I'll go to work for myself. I know people who own business who shame people who just work for themselves. Like, dude, you're not really doing anything. Anybody could go get an LLC and do something on the side and make a little money. Where you get the most money is when you get the most help and you get the most people in to make the business go around and make the business grow. Now, that was a tangent. I'm sorry, but when it comes to America, yes, America needs employees. It's a country that needs a lot of employees to help these corporations run. And as far as the corporation, you got to have certain leaders at the top, and they're not trying to put everybody in that situation. Only a few will make it. Everybody else is going to have to clock in and clock out and get paid by the hour like everybody else.
No, facts. See, I've been doing analytics. I'm a lead analyst for this company, and I've been a lead for like 4 years. My brother's an area manager at Chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
My brother makes way more money than I do, roughly by like, let's say 40, 50,000. Mm-hmm. So when you look at it, it's like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't go to school for shit. You know what I'm saying? He just sat down and worked. You know what I'm saying? And then once he kind of got into it and went from like a general manager, then he started to get into the workplace. You know what I'm saying? The workplace education. Like, hey, we'll give you X amount of dollars for your degree. Like, he started to do that one.
Oh yeah.
But you know, and that's what kind of helped me excel in my position was from the companies that I worked for. On my analytics side of it, I have used them for that $10,000 that $5,000 to $10,000 every year that they give you for credential work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I go and I max it out every year. Like I'm certified in every fucking thing.
Nice.
Analytics wise, and you know, I told my brother about it, and you know what I'm saying. It's like 3-4 years later, now he's the area manager at Chipotle. Like both of us is cool. But it's just like, damn, like Chipotle paying that, you know what I'm saying? And you know,
it seems unfair, but when you look at it from a broad scope, and then dive into like, okay, this is how Chipotle was able to do this, and this is how they're able to have incentive programs for their employees, but also for the management. And it's like, we will invest into you, so that way you can invest back into us, and then we can invest into others. Whereas in the case of your situation, you had to go get the education first. And with doing all of that, it's like your brother still makes more. And I kind of get it. I understand both sides of it. It seems unfair, but it actually makes sense when you get to the finish line of things. It's like, okay, I get it. That's why I tell people it's always good to have both.
Kind of cool on it, right? I'm like, my thing is like my brother. He never been to school type dude. I've always been shit. I'm gonna go to class. Yo, dudes just want to skip. I'm about to go to class. I've always been a dude that's just like, I'm about to go to class. But the thing is, it's like, you know, putting my head down and going to work. It's like, you know, being a lead business analyst pays a very fucking good amount of money. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, you know, when I go and I'm hollering at him, and I'm like, my mom told me he got a promotion. I'm like, you know what, too? They tell me what he got promoted to, and I'm like, so I go look, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I see what the internet says, and I'm like, dude, because he's in DC.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, how much you?
Well, that's another thing. Location. DC, you cannot. How can I say this? You cannot have a Texas income and work in DC and live in DC. That's not going to work.
No, for sure. And the thing is, I live in LA, so it's like, so I'm telling him, I'm like, you know, he's talking about something. Yeah, I'm getting $225. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
But you got to understand something, and a lot of people don't think about this. Restaurants, when they're successful, they make a ton of money, right? Mm-hmm. But restaurants are notoriously difficult to run.
Yes.
I think like getting a loan from a bank for a restaurant is probably like the most difficult loan as far as businesses. And there's something else too but restaurants is right at the top there, you know. So an area manager, he's probably got like 6 or 8 restaurants that he's got to keep in shape. And man, I was talking to an area manager for Bojangles, and because I heard him get off the phone with somebody, I was taking my little lunch, and I heard him talking to the employees about, how come the chicken count is wrong? And I'm thinking to myself, like, they back there counting chicken?
Yep.
Like,
absolutely.
But it makes sense because I mean, you got to account for that, or else the restaurant would start to lose money. And so, as an area manager, you got to keep up with all these doggone kids and whoever, and and I'm gonna tell you the truth. For me, the best management position is a management position where there's nobody under you. You know what I'm saying? Like an analyst. You don't have people answering to you because you're in charge of adults. Oh my goodness. And he got all them restaurants and all those managers and all those.
That's the thing. I'm in charge.
Go ahead.
I'm in charge of 4 analysts: a regular analyst, a lead. I'm a regular analyst, 2 regulars, a senior, and like just the manager of it.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's like, when I'm saying like that, and then everything comes to me, then I have to build these meetings to go talk to the C-level, you know what I'm saying?
The C-suite, yep.
And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? The thing is, I take my work, even being remote, right? I take my work to home with me. I take my work home with me. This motherfucker, when he hits the car, it's done. For him, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I'm working through the night. You know what I'm saying? I coach college basketball, so I go do that. I come back to the crib, and I'm working. This motherfucker calling me, "Hey, motherfucker, you working still?" Yeah. And he laughing, and I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But I get, like, what main man's saying. It's like, yes, even with that one, it's like the inventory coming in and making sure this and cleaning the lot, and it's like, the shit got to be done before he gets there. Because if he gets there, it's probably somebody else that's going to come through too.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, I get it. But I mean, I'm saying all that to say, like, hey, rich is rich, and everybody is rich in their own way.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And no matter how you get it, it's like how you get it. Because my vision and his vision is different things. So, you know what I'm saying? It comes with it, right? Everybody may have a little boost or something like that to help out, but when you get rich, you know what I'm saying, it's your vision, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the same thing with America. America is, when in doubt, you think about it, right? There's some grimy people out here. People don't want to see nobody up. Everybody wants to see you there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody could literally have the keys for your fucking future right there in their hand, and they won't give it to you. Just because it's like, damn, okay, this person's going to leave. They're thinking about what's going to happen on your side. But shit, I mean, you help the right person out, or you help people out, and sometimes, that person will give back and give a hand to you, and now you want to talk.
And to that, because I know we got to wrap up. There's always going to be gatekeepers regarding that, too, because there has to be a certain balance that this company or this country has to continue to run. Some people have to be poor, some people have to be rich. That keeps this system flowing. That's one way of looking at it. And on the other side, is when it comes to the key, someone waving a key at you, you only got 2 options. You either accept it or you take it from them. The question is, what you're going to do. And that's when they're going to go evaluate their goals and their objectives and to see, is this key worth taking, or do I need to go create my own key? Which now you talk about some entrepreneurial stuff and some other things, but that's the story for another day. But definitely, I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Cowboy. The back and forth, I appreciate you guys.
No problem.
Dr. Green, Swan, Ari, Candy, made it all the way to the end. So, like I said, in closing with the Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, I have no beef with her with what she said in that comment to me. I understand. I think it was just a stress week on her. No hard feeling. It is what it is. After all, I got an interesting title, Dr. Christopher J, BTSI therapist. So we wrong with that. Shout out to my clients. Also, with the last call, hey, cutting people off is nothing for me. There's some people on YouTube that when I cut them off, I cut them off. So what do you think Clubhouse is at the end of the day? Protect your peace and protect your people. Just cut them off at the beginning so you don't have to worry about this nonsense at the end. That's my diagnosis, and that's my remedy from Dr. Christopher J. Ladies and gentlemen, if you like this video, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and share. Follow me on all social links are located in the description. Participate, waive all rights and privacy. We're on the road to 1,500 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, we could give away more money. We gave away a total of $200 last time. We'll amp it up this time around. Thank you guys for tuning in. Cowboy, my brother, appreciate you, man.
Peace.
All right, man. No problem.
All right. Dr. Green, appreciate you, man. Catch you guys later. And that's all, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. BTSI show, Christopher J. Talk to you guys next time. Peace out.
Extraterrestrial. Like an extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial. Doctor? Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial. 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 Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial. 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 Like an extraterrestrial. Extraterrestrial. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Like I don't belong. I feel like I don't belong. Extraterrestrial. 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 Extraterrestrial.
It's a mess. Hey, don't even worry about it.